Welcome back to the channel. So in this episode of What We're Bodging, it's actually going to be a recap of 2024 projects I actually managed to finish or get some progress done. And of course there's going to be plenty of projects that I didn't even start. So let's take a look. So one of the first and probably one of my favourite projects of 2024 was the BTO1 Supra with custom rear wheels, because I did it as a drag build. So these tyres are F104 rear rubber tyres, custom wheels on the front, and one of my favourite modifications that I did was rear light buckets. So those were designed and printed using transparent PLA and black for the housings, and the inner lenses were then coloured in orange or red. If you've watched the series, you'd have seen that the lights were actually all wired up, but wasn't happy with how that light kit worked due to the rears, so that still needs to be replaced with one of the other kits that I've got, which I will do. But there's also some changes I want to make to the interior, including a roll cage. That's been designed and printed to go in there. This was originally for the red Subaru, but I kind of got the sizing slightly wrong, but it isn't a bad fit for the Supra. So it looks like that'll be going in there. Another one of the projects I ended up doing this year and enjoying, which was Poppy's lunchbox, which was for a friend of mine. His lad wanted an RC car. Of course, the lunchbox was going to be the ideal first one. And he likes Poppy playtime, so we designed and built it around that. I'll put a link to the video if you haven't seen that. I'll throw some pictures in as well. Another long-term project of mine that I wouldn't say is finished because there's still a couple of little bits, but managed to make some really good progress on. And that was the four-wheel drive Subaru Brat. If you haven't seen the series on this, there'll be a link to it. Originally it was on a TTO1, but I wasn't happy with how high the body was sitting and everything else. So I decided to go down the route of a TLO1 with custom arms. MO3 arms up the front, MO3 track width arms on the rear, with an adjusted wheelbase to make them fit the Brat. So along with the custom designed arms, we also got the scanner out, scan the front end, and design the front bumper or front valance, whatever you want to call it, to go with that. Also modified one of my intercooler kits, redesigned and reprinted that to make it work with the Brat. Tucked behind there. Also the wheels, designed and printed those. Give those a coat gold. And on the rear, we've got number plate, diffuser with exhausts, and also one neck spoiler. So what's left to do on it? Pretty much just sort out suspension, as it's a bit too stiff on the rear. I want to try and get that a little better. And take a look at that, whether it's changing shocks, changing shock mount positions. We'll have a look. One of the other projects finally managed to get done this year was the S15. So if you haven't seen this, the body mounts on it, due to where the holes were in the body, the wheels were not sat in the centre of the arches. But to get around that, rather than putting any more holes in there, I designed and printed some custom body mounts with just the position of it, which is now centred. And also the wheels were sat way too far in the arches, so they got some rotor grids that I'd designed, printed, custom offset. I think these are a 6mm offset. More dish on the rear than the front. That fills the arches just nice and looks a lot better. So with this one, pretty much finished, other than the chassis will be getting a full strip down, rebuild, ready to sit on the shelf. I know that might seem a waste, but that's what it's going to be. So there'll be a long video of this being stripped down, cleaned up, rebuilt. So any damaged parts that need replacing will get replaced. I've already replaced one of the steering hubs on it because that was broke, just on the end. So that's it for the S15. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I like to design and print my own wheels for my different cars. So I decided I was going to put a video up just showing how to design and how to print your own wheels, whether you go down the route of FDM or resin. These ones were resin. That video got put up, and then following on from that, I decided I needed a car to test 3D printed bits. So these are the same wheels that were on the BMW. We've got a set of resin printed ones there, and a set of FDM there. So far, these have held up fine. I've ran them with the rubber tyres on, and at the minute, we've got some solid plastic tyres on there that I've printed up. I've also got the Grinch in there from Christmas still. So this one was literally put together just to use and abuse, see what breaks. As I say, wheels have held up fine so far. Also got one of my caliper kits on there. They've held up perfectly fine as well. Custom diffuser with the exhaust fitted. Spoiler on there as well, just because. And also decided to fit an intercooler kit on there as well. You may have seen as well that at the end of this year, I decided to treat myself to a new printer. So I've been using that to mess about, print various objects. This was one of my scale jacks I designed and built originally for the resin printer. But then I decided to change the design so that it could be printed and put together with no hardware. That's up on the Bambu Makerworld. Link will be in the description for that, so if you want to go and print one, go ahead. Also some functional axle stands as well. That's held solid. Lift the bar up and they drop. Lock it in place. There you go. That's nice and solid. That file will be up on there as well. So what's next for the channel? So we're going to bring back one of the first projects that I had on the channel, which was the TT01 Subaru drift missile build. And this was literally a body that was destroyed, and I decided can't really make it any worse, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So I decided I was going to make a front bash bar for it. Along with the intercooler kit, oil cooler. Decided to wrap it, make it some side skirts because they were cut off as well. Put a stitch on the rear, jacking bar for the rear as well. Then ended up with one of the wheels breaking, which, there you go, you see that, focus broke. So we needed some new wheels for it. So I decided to go with some of my rotor grids, as I like the 6 spokes on these. but they're just not strong enough. So I've gone for my own. Also, I decided to make some solid drift tyres for it as well. So we're going for the Toyo Ultra plates with the tread pattern. They should sit on. We'll get them on there. That'll be used for messing about. We're going to remove the front drive shafts on it, remove the prop shaft, rear wheel drive only, get some more angle out of it, have a mess about, see how it goes. Also designed a roll cage for it, that'll be going in, along with the driver's cockpit. That'll need to be fitted. And also painted. So we're going to see how much of a mess I can make with that. It's been far too long. So I think this year is definitely the year that the Blackfoot gets the decals put on. Then that one's finished. Well, I say finished. Maybe we'll put an interior in as well. Also, I need to build last year's Christmas present. Still haven't even started it. Whoops. There's still the Kyosho restoration to do. That's going to have to be stripped down, cleaned. Tyres need replacing because they're seen better days, I think. We've got the vintage Ford Ranger restoration to do. We've got the Focus project. Same again. Haven't even started that one yet. We've got the Discovery 3 project. Still haven't started it. For another 12 months of not really finishing that many projects and still acquiring new ones. Still didn't learn my lesson and picked up this. So I'll just leave that there and let you figure out what you think I'm going to do with it. But if you want to find out, keep watching in 2025. I'll see you in the next one.